What's one thing that I love to talk about? Go on, take a second to guess. That's right, it's talking about video games. And in celebration of March, we're going to talk about what I think will be the best games coming out for the Switch in March. Alright, first we're going to talk about the games that have already come out this month. We start off the list with my friends from Odin Cat. This is Meg's Monster. This was released on March 2nd, and it is a one-player RPG strategy game. And it's only about 300 megabytes. That is exactly what the old SD card likes to see. You will play as Roy, a monster, and Meg, a little girl, as it looks like you'll use turn-based combat to defeat enemies. If I know anything about Odin Cat, I'm going to make a game that tugs on your heartstrings. But it probably won't be a particularly long game. Still though, if you're looking for some turn-based action for cheap, then this is probably the way to go. I did a review of one of Odin Cat's games called Bear's Restaurant that you can check out right here. A game that also released on March 2nd but is totally different from the first one. This is Dungeon Core by Talismanic, who I'm not familiar with because apparently this is the only game that they've made for the Switch. However, this is a one-player adventure, arcade, and a shooter. And it's also less than 100 megabytes, and you don't see that very often, I can tell you that. And your goal is to destroy the core from within these dungeons, hence Dungeon Core. You'll fight enemies and bosses, you'll upgrade your weaponry, and you'll get items. It appears to be a classic dungeon crawler, with lots of Enter the Gungeon vibes. And the third straight game in a row that came out on March 2nd. This is Veneris Tactics. Gosh, I hope I said that right. And also, March 2nd could end up being a sneaky good day for these indie games. This is by Toga Productions, the makers of Coffee Talk, one game that I personally love. And this one is a one-player strategy RPG game. About 200 megabytes, so it's also a third one in a row that is just great for the old SD card. This is a tactical RPG game, a genre that I just can't get enough of. And if you're looking for more tactical RPG games for cheap, this appears to be it, but also not a particularly long game either. I will be picking this up soon and I will be doing a review of it, so if you want to wait for that, or for someone else's review, I don't blame you. Wow, those look pretty awesome, you can't deny it, and if you do, you're a liar. Alright, now let's go and take a look at what I anticipate to be the best games of March. How's about a game that's finally more than just one player? Figment 2, the best Figment 2 game of all time. This is by Bedtime Digital and it is a 1 to 2 player puzzle and adventure game. This releases on March 9th. Right now you can do yourself a big favor as the first Figment is right on sale in the eShop right now for $1.99, making it 90% off until March 15th. That'll give you a great understanding of the Figment world. But if you still don't want to pay up to $2, then Figment 2 comes with a demo and I've played it. And I personally love the idea of musical puzzles. Never thought that I would say that in the gaming world, to be honest with you. But the makers of Figment and Figment 2 do a beautiful job of this. The excitement factor I have for this game is an 82 out of 100. And if you're watching this video after this video game has already come out, then just act like I said this game has already released. This beautiful soon-to-be gem is Oni, Road to be the Mightiest Oni, by Clouded Leopard Entertainment. Ooh, I love that name. It's a one-player action game that is about 1.5 gigabytes. And this game also releases on March 9th. Wow, March 9th could be a big day. Now you're gonna battle against enemies and you're gonna level up your player, known as Kuta, I think is the name, on an island surrounded by a big body of water, which is what an island is. And now you'll be playing as two players. The second one is Kazamaru, something like that, where he, sucks the enemy's spirit out of their bodies. Wow. This one gives an excitement rating of 80 out of 100 for me. I feel like I'm really going to enjoy this one. I already like the art style and all of this soul-sucking action. Alright, are you ready for some more fun? Tiny Troopers Global Ops is here just in time to give you said fun. This is a 1 to 4 player game with online compatibility, and this is by Wired Productions. It's an action arcade game that is mostly a shooter, and you're looking at around 4.5 gigabytes, with release date of, you guessed it, March 9th. You'll be able to use just about anything to take down your enemies, including flamethrowers, rifles, shotguns, machine guns. You'll go through the desert, you'll go through the jungles, you'll go through tundras, and you can play this across all platforms. I rate this a 76 out of 100. I'm excited for it, don't get me wrong. But these kind of games are definitely more fun with friends. Still fun on its own though. You'll upgrade weapons, rank, abilities, the whole bit. Now this one might be the one that I am most excited for the month of March. This is Have a Nice Death by Gearbox Publishing SF. Now I've talked about this game a couple of times, once earlier this year. But if you happen to not see that video or you're new here we go. This is releasing on March 22nd and it is a one-player action platformer. It's a pretty big file size for an action platformer at over 5 gigabytes. We will overlook this though. Yeah, you play as Death in a hack and slasher where you'll get to combine weapons and spells, a ton of them too. And this game grades you on how well each of your run goes, but there's also a strategy to upgrading Death as well. I can't wait to play this game and there will definitely be a review for it. So you can pre-order it or get it when I get it, or wait for a review to come out. I give this a 92 out of 100 as I just know that this game is going to be a lot of fun. It would be cool if they had added a second player into this, but that's okay. That would have given it a 99 though, I'll tell you that. Last but certainly not least, we have Dredge from maybe my favorite developers, Team 17. And this beautiful game comes out on March 30th. This is a one-player action slash simulation game that is basically based around fishing and figuring out storylines and the plot twist as you go out to different fishing spots as you upgrade your boat. And yes, the game is heavily based around fishing, but there is more strategy than just going out there and catching fish and selling them. If you want to get more of a feel on what I'm talking about, there is a demo out, which obviously I always highly recommend playing the demo. This one gives me an 88 out of 100. One is for personal reasons because I love Team 17, and second is for personal reasons because I was just talking to a friend about how I really want to play a nice, good fishing game. Well, here it is. And here we are. That is my list for the most anticipated games for the Switch in the month of March. What are your most anticipated games this month? Be sure to let me know in the comment section below. Let's start a conversation. But that's going to do it for me, guys. Have a great day.